Management Board webinar link, which is the one we're on right now.
Going
And
to-
below it in green, it says executive session link.
You gotta go lower.
Okay, hold on.
On Sarah's email.
Yeah.
Or you might have to go towards the top.
I guess I'm trying to look at his
Trickle to
phone.
the top.
with the executive session, but then I don't know how to get it on this computer so that he can join you.
Oh, okay. So on his computer in his email,
Yeah,
do you see an email from Sarah Clark?
Yes.
well, I did, but hold on. It's right now. I have to open it up again.
Yeah, maybe you might have to open another window at the very top. There's that plus sign.
Plus sign at the top.
You know,
I can
it's
send, if it's easier, Patricia, I can send another email right now, so it's at the top of his email address.
Could you do that, please, Sarah?
You got it.
yeah.
Okay, so this is the information with the link for the executive session with the meeting ID and the passcode.
Yeah, I have
How
all
many
of that information, but I just don't know where to put that.
Oh, no. So after, when we go into executive session,
Uh-huh.
Dr. Billy, what you need to do is then you're going to go out of this main
Then back in.
web
again.
link. Yeah. And then hit the executive session link.
Like we usually have been doing, yeah. I gotta go out and then come back in.
Right. So when you do the executive session link, then it's like a new Zoom session. And then, we'll have to join as a panelist. And then we'll be in executive session. And then when I close executive session, you have to go, back to the email so you can hit that first link, the Maunakea Management Board webinar link.
Okay.
Yeah. And then it'll take us back to the main meeting.
Okay. Well,
Does that make sense, Dr.
That's how
Billy?
that's how we've been doing it, Roberta. but-
Okay. Okay. Very good.
Yeah.
Just checking. Because I know it's getting, like going out and coming back in. Sometimes, that becomes an issue if you don't have the link. But if you have it right there, then it should be. You're good to go.
Yeah.
this is the
Yeah,
link
yeah.
here.
Yeah.
for the-
We have it right on the phone. Here from Sarah. So I think I'll call you.
You may have to join them in executive
Maybe I'll go
session
out
with your
right up
phone.
here.
What?
You see that X? I go back and it goes back to that.
Hmm.
Let's not do it now.
Okay.
Or Dr. Billy, what we can do is Sarah can call you too.
Yeah, that might be good. Although I have it right on my phone in front of me, the executive session.
Oh, okay. So you have executive session on your phone and you have the main meeting on your computer.
That's right. Yes.
Okay, that's good. Yeah, because that'll work.
Yeah.
You have to remember to log out of the regular though.
Yeah,
And go on to the executive.
Yeah.
just like studying all over.
I know.
Yeah, exactly.
You thought your test taking days were over.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, actually, I have two because I have my agenda on my computer and then it's easier for me to link in and out of Zoom on my phone. So I use two also, Dr. Billy.
You need the meeting ID and the passcode at all now? No need?
No, you
Okay.
shouldn't.
All right. So that I can leave shortly.
Yes, thank you so much. I hope you've been well.
Yeah, we all been good.
Good.
How's it been? Kim?
Oh, yeah, happy Boys Day / Children's Day.
Thank you, Roberta.
Okay, so let's see. Julie's on. I think Greg's there. You know, the library video is very, very small. I'm assuming that's you, Andy.
Yep.
Okay. And then I see Mike. So I see Mike, Andy, Mike, and Greg.
Mhm.
Okay.
That's right.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Zoom in.
Okay, so oh, we need our attorneys, so
Yeah.
let's wait.
There we go.
Oh, you got it.
Thank you, Sarah. That's way better.
You guys don't usually sit that close to each other. And sometimes when Joy's here, she likes to sit over there, so I have to pan out.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna step out and then you can.
I'll call you if I need to.
You
Thank
can
you.
give me a holler if you
Yeah,
need
I
me,
will.
okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
I shouldn't close this all the way.
I didn't hear from Wayne. Did you hear from Wayne? No, what about you, Mike?
I think he's transitioning to non-New Age life. Or trying to.
What is happening?
So his term
Yes.
is up in June.
Oh, there's Wayne.
The nominations haven't been submitted, have they?
They were submitted to the governor
Oh,
about 3 or 4 weeks ago,
oh, okay.
and he hasn't done anything, so.
There's Erica.
Well, there's Kehal. Yep. Okay. And
Erica should be popping up here soon. There we go.
okay, I see her there. Okay, great. All right.
Aloha.
Okay, so it is now 4:59 and I'm going to call the meeting to order. We do have quorum. And first thing I would like to do is, for the record, all attendees via Zoom, raise your hand if you have somebody other than yourself in the room with you. Seeing no hands, then for the record, all Zoom attendees are by themselves without any other people. The next thing I will move on to is confirming that there's no written or oral testimony that was
That's correct.
received.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's correct.
thank you. Let's see now, approval of the minutes of the April 16, 2026 meeting. Are there any changes or corrections to the minutes that were circulated? If not, can I have a motion to approve the minutes as submitted?
Motion to approve the minutes as submitted.
Thank you, Julie. Is there a second?
Second, Kehal.
Thank you, Kehal. Have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye or raise your hand. Aye. Okay, unanimously approved. We will now move on to Kahuku report.
Yeah, this will be short. Kaukumana has not met since our last meeting. I reported on their discussions at our last meeting, at our April 16th meeting, which are reflected in these minutes.
Mhm.
They were scheduled to meet this Thursday, but they've rescheduled that. They actually are holding, I think I mentioned it previously, a retreat on the 15th and 16th, I believe it is. up at Halepohaku. So they'll be holding their next Kahukumana meeting at that time. Just so that folks know, we are organizing for them a site visit to one of the observatories, which is something they've requested. And I believe Nahua Kaleo is organizing something as well, right?
Yes, he and I talked about that yesterday. So we're definitely going to have Justin do the nature trail proposal because they're interested in that. And then we only will have 3, so I don't know besides the summer tour what else we're going to do. We'll have to see.
Okay. At any rate, we will have more to report on Kahukumana at our next MKMB board meeting.
Okay, thank you. We'll move on to Executive Director's report.
Yes, I have a couple of informational updates I did want to provide. So let me pull up my screen here. Okay, I want to review the status of House Bill 2592. This is the legislation that we've been keeping you folks updated on as it's progressed through the legislature this session. What's happened with the confirmations, the MK soil confirmations. I don't really have much to update you on the status of the MK soil management plan. Other than we received a request from them last week asking for a bunch of financial information. And they reported to us they were moving into a phase of their plan development, where they would be doing a financial feasibility analysis. We're not clear what this analysis, the scope of this analysis is, and exactly how the information is going to be used. The requested information is information that is easily collated, summarized, and can be provided to them. But we do need to understand how it's going to be used and exactly what they're doing, so we can make sure we provide the information in the data in a form that's going to be understandable to them. So we do have a scoping meeting on Friday with their consultants in the MK soil management team to discuss that. So I'll provide more update as we learn more. And then on the UH master plan amendment, other than it is being worked on, I don't have any updates, further updates on that. But I would like to go back to House Bill 2592 and give you a quick summary of the status. So as we've been keeping you apprised, this bill has gone through a number of different drafts, both on the House side and the Senate side, and eventually ended up going to conference committee to iron out the differences between the two versions. The conference committee considered a couple of drafts, conference drafts in the last week. And last week held a meeting to a hearing where they approved conference draft 1. The highlights of this bill are that, and so now it will go to the full floor of the Senate as well as the full floor of the House for their respective approvals. We expect this bill to be passed out of both bodies. The highlights from this bill are the transition date for the transition to MK soil taking over has now been extended by 77 months to December 1st, 2029. In an earlier version of a conference draft, we had they had set that date as December 1st, 2028, which is what we wanted. We pushed for that, but they went with the 2029 date instead. So that means our university's ongoing liabilities and obligations extend to December 1st, 2029, unless we are able to effectuate a transfer of leases and permits and all of that stuff sooner. Another highlight of the bill is that there are now 2 dates upon which if MKSOA does not meet certain milestones, management would revert back to the University of Hawaii. June 30th, 2028, they have to have had not just completed, but adopted a management plan. They tell us that they are well on their way to being able to meet that milestone by that date with no problems. But at least there's a marker there of something that of significance that they have to complete by June 30th of 2028. The second marker is December 31st, 2029. They have to have submitted their administrative rules to the governor. They were given extra time to complete that work because as we know, as Julie has mentioned previously, administrative rules will take a while for them to develop. We are told that they are preparing an RFP to get engage a consultant to assist them with this work, the development of their admin rules. A third highlight is that the existing UH plans and rules will remain in effect until they are replaced by MKSOA's own plans and rules. That's something that they need to do. We've been recommending they do, that they adopt from the very beginning. And in theory, having those plans and rules in place opens the door for at least discussions about a transfer sooner than the new transfer date. Because now the associated resources that go along with implementing those plans and enforcing those rules, i.e. assets and staff, in theory could be transferred sooner. A fourth highlight, and I just excerpted the language directly from the bill here so you understand and see what it actually says. Notwithstanding any provision herein or any other law to the contrary, title to the Maunakea lands shall remain with the state. Board of Land and Natural Resources shall retain the least fee interest or fee interest. As you may recall, MKSOA was seeking to have title in fee for the lands that we currently manage. And that was an issue that was debated in both the House and the Senate versions and in conference. At the end of the day, this is what they've ended up with. And what that means is, in theory, they will hold a general lease from the land board, just like we do. The next bullet, however, makes that an interesting sort of situation because MKSOA has also been granted the authority to issue leases, which was in the original bill. But now they've been granted the authority to extend existing leases for 10 years with an exemption from Chapter 343, an exemption from doing an EIS. So this would give them the authority to extend the leases that we hold with the land board, as well as the subleases that we hold with the observatories for 10 years with a Chapter 343 exemption. It's not quite clear to us how they grant a lease to themselves for 10 years, because the general lease, as you know, has to be extended before the subleases can be extended, because they are all coterminous. So it's not quite clear how this will work, but nonetheless, this is what the law now says. And the last thing is that we were able to clarify that the CDPs do run with the land. So once title or lease is transferred, the existing permits that UH holds run with the land and go to the new title holder, which would be MK Soar. So this bill has a little bit of, I don't want to say everything, but a little bit of something for a lot of different parties who weighed in during the whole process. Nobody, as is normally the case here, nobody gets everything that they want. But there's still, as I indicated, and you can see, going to be some issues with this bill just because of the lack of the continuing lack of clarity about how MKSOA exercises this authority when they still hold a lease with the land board. So before I go on to the confirmations update, let me just stop there and see if there's any questions. Okay, so on the confirmation side, as you know, there were 4 members who were up for confirmation last legislative session. Paul Horner, John Komeiji, Noinoi Wong Wilson, and Rich Matsuda. They never received a hearing last session, so they were all eligible to serve until the end of this session. Initially, confirmation hearings were scheduled for Horner, Wilson, and Matsuda. And as we've discussed here, Chair Komeiji's confirmation hearing had not been scheduled. At the hearings for Horner, Noinoi, and Rich, it became clear that several of the committee members had concerns about Member Horner's lack of residency here in Hawaii. He currently lives
I hit something and it went to this.
Phoenix.
Can I back?
So it became clear that he was probably not going to get reconfirmed, so he withdrew his nomination. Both Noinoi as well as Rich were reconfirmed at the time. We did not know what was going to happen with Chair Komeiji. We were under the understanding that he may not get scheduled for a hearing. But on Friday, the notice went out that his hearing had been scheduled for yesterday. And so they had this hearing yesterday and he was reconfirmed. So there will be 1 vacancy on the authority board, and that's Member Horner. He is the Senate's designee or appointee to this authority. So the Senate will have to decide and put forward, President Kochi will have to put forward a list of names to the governor for consideration. Any questions on the confirmation status?
So Greg, that's for 3-year term, all of them?
Correct. Their term will expire in 2029.
So weren't there several members that were just on 1-year terms?
Yeah, that was the initial group, and that was Pomai Bertelman and Lanakila, I believe.
Lanakila, right, and
I forget,
and then-
there was.
and then the teacher, I don't know, he was up
Hollywood.
for,
Yeah.
he was up for
Hollywood.
commitment schools, something.
Yeah,
Krug.
he
Oh,
was
yeah,
a finalist for the Po'okula position at Kamehameha Schools. but they selected someone else.
So those 1-year positions, don't they have to get reconfirmed every year?
Well, they already were.
Oh, they were? Oh, okay.
Yeah, they already were.
Thank you.
Sure. So, any other questions? There are no questions. The next item I was going to update you on is actually really just the action item that we need to take up, Roberta. So it's okay, we could move into the next agenda item on the cost sharing agreement.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Okay. Okay, so in your board packets, you received a copy of what we are now calling the Operational Services Transition Package. And this is something that, as you know, we've been working on with MKSoil for over a year now. The purpose of this MOA, and it's structured and written up as a memorandum of agreement, is to ensure the stability of operations and services during the transition of management and operations from UH to MKSoil, and to minimize the impact on CMS staff resources during the transition period under Act 255, which at the time that we drafted this agreement was June 30th, 2028. So that transition period now has been changed, but this agreement is really only to the end of 2028, or actually it's only for through fiscal year 27, actually 14 months. So that's the purpose of this agreement. So a little background on sort of the rationale and reasoning for this agreement that all kind of led to MKSoil, understanding, agreeing with us that this was a fair thing to do. So as you know, Act 255 calls for MKSoil and UH to be engaged, to be jointly managing operations during the transition period. While CMS has day-to-day operational responsibilities, there's lots of other things that involve projects and discussions and other things that we are jointly managing. And we do that through our joint management committee. Our view is as joint managers, there should be equitable sharing of costs during the transition period as well. In November of 2025, on November 20th, 2025, UH sent a letter from Chair Lee and President Hensel to the MKSoil Board Chair Komeiji and Executive Director DeFries, outlining among many other things a request for cost sharing. So that added some impetus to the whole discussions that we've been having. Now, part of what we've been discussing in our joint management committee meetings is the impact CMS is now experiencing because of the reduced revenues, which we've reviewed with you folks before. But as you know, our allocation of RTRF, research and training funds from the university, have been reduced to zero. And that ranged anywhere between $500,000 and $1 million a year. That helped to sustain, fill the gaps in our operations. In addition to that, with the uncertainty of the future of MKO leases and the variable impacts of federal reductions on MKO shared funding and funding contributions, And of course, what's happened with TMT lease rent and the uncertainty of all of this situation on their future investments. We've been discussing with MKSOA the need to really shore things up and make sure that our ability to provide services is not reduced as everybody is trying to adjust to these uncertain situations or variables. Another factor that's needing to be considered is that you know, we did, with your folks' recommendation and the Board of Regents approval, we have raised our commercial tour fees. That has led to an increase in revenues. But we're now having to look at the potential of decreases in visitor arrivals because of the general situation with our economy. And its impact on the commercial tour revenues. We haven't seen that yet impact, but we do know it potentially it will be coming. If you've done any inter-island flying recently, you know the fares have gone up at least $100 or more on Alaska and Hawaiian. I don't know about Southwest. So these are all very real impacts that CMS is having to respond to. And these numbers in terms of our projected fiscal year imbalances are really kind of estimates because our year-end balances are really dependent on cash flow and how things get booked for accounting purposes and whatnot. But our projections are this year we'll finish maybe 60,000 in the plus side, but starting next year, our deficits start to get pretty significant quickly. Million plus is what we anticipate. So it's another reason for us seeking and negotiating this cost sharing agreement. The regents will be approving, taking up this matter on Thursday at a special board meeting for approval. Policy that applies here is section 3A of their regents policy document. I won't go into all the details here, but basically any kind of major agreement that has funding implications and impacts to significant and important aspects of the university's programs or operations is something that the Board of Regents would have to review and approve. So we'll be taking that agreement that was in your board materials to the regents on Thursday for their approval. The MKSOA Board of Directors did approve the agreement on March 12th. At their March 12th meeting. So we're hoping to get this approved and executed as soon as possible because the MKSOA would like to encumber these monies as soon as possible. We provided in the packet information on the budget breakdown. I won't go into all of the details here, but we wanted to give you that information because I know we've been talking high level in our meetings up into this point. So the total MKSOA commitment is about $4.5 million out of their $14 million allocation, which I think is actually only about 11 due to some reductions and whatnot. So there you see how the monies would be, what they would be used for. The two sections, I'll just make a comment on. You see a section called Operational Services Budget. This is what we negotiated and agreed to ensure ongoing operations and some assistance to them with their planning and implementation are addressed and accounted for. On the additional services budget, These are services that either they have requested, or we have requested, or we have discussed in the case of the equipment and vehicle replacements, discussed with them as really something that they should consider investing in now. Given they have the funds, our fleet is aging pretty rapidly, or has aged, and that we are set up to be able to procure those vehicles for them, given our current, status as an ongoing operation. They don't really have their procurement and accounting systems really set up to handle these kinds of large ongoing purchases right now. So, and then some money for some deferred maintenance. So those funds would initially, what you see on the additional services budget, where we had discussed actually being part of a separate agreement. But at their request, they asked that we include this part of the budget into the overall MOA. So originally we were looking at doing a separate agreement for those additional services budget. So any questions on how we've negotiated, what we've negotiated, how the monies are identified to be used?
Yeah, just some clarifying questions, Greg. So, on the operational services budget, number one is that also including salaries for existing personnel?
Yeah, those monies right now, the 1.5 million, really in effect replace the TMT rent. And those monies are used for ranger salaries, some other program, natural resource and other program expenses. Some of the, we've had to extend contracts, for example, with some of our consultants, like our archaeological consultant, so that the monies are used for that. So it's a combination of different things, but the biggest chunk of that has been used for ranger program.
So what is the difference between that and the supplemental ranger accounting here in the additional services budget?
Because the 1.5 doesn't cover everything in the Rangers program. It's just like the bare minimum.
Yeah.
There's some additional expenses, equipment, supplies, costs of hiring extra, off-duty police officers during high volume peak traffic times, overtime, things like that.
Okay, and the last question I had was the 60,000 year-end funds, is that the carryover, anticipated carryover? Is that what you have through the end of this fiscal year?
If anything we finish with, well, it's a little complicated, but that would be carried over if it depends on what costs, what accounts that those monies are sitting in.
Okay.
Some monies we receive cannot be carried over. Some monies we receive can be.
Okay. Got it. Thank you.
Any other questions?
So it sounds like it's primarily the ranger program. So are you saying that there's sufficient funds for Justin and, and you and Nahua and, and just the regular stuff that's going on? That, the expenses and personnel?
So we receive funding from Bonnie for myself, Justin, Nahua, Joy, and Kaleo. So that's the base funding for those expenses, if you will. But that doesn't necessarily cover all of the associated program costs. So Justin has a team of 3 people. and they're hired through RC Wage. So we've used a combination of our special funds, TMT rent and other sources, RTRF, to help pay for those kinds of things, and as well as the Rangers.
Okay, but that's the RTRF money that's going away, right?
Yeah, that's already gone away.
Okay. And so, and as far as UH Hilo, so Bonnie's comfortable that her her budget to provide to CMS is okay. It's not gonna be further cut.
Yes, so that's fine, and I mean, we're planning on putting that money in until the transition actually takes place. So what this is replacing is more the RTRF and the TMT rent, those add-on funds that we were getting from other sources, but the university funds are okay.
Okay, okay, thank you.
Any other questions? So the recommendation that we're making to the regents is that they approve this MOA. What we're asking the Maunakea Management Board to do here tonight is approve a recommendation to the regents to approve the MOA.
I can make our motion that for the board to approve the existing plan. Excuse me 1 second. That the board accept and approve the memorandum of agreement regarding operational services transition package be translated over to the Board of Regents for review and potential approval.
And
You're on mute. You're on mute, Roberta.
Sorry, so I was just clarifying, Julie, that it would be approval to recommend to
Excuse
the
me.
board, yeah.
Correct. Friendly amendment approved to recommend approval by the board.
And I see Kehal, you were going to second?
yes. I'll
Thank
second.
you. So any further discussion? If not, all in favor, say aye or raise your hands. Aye. Okay, unanimous approval.
Thank you very much.
Let's see. Let me go back to. So I gotta get back to the agenda. So we've basically covered what's on the agenda, and the next item is executive session. So
Yes. So Roberta, if it's okay with the board, I would like to move that we go into executive session to consult with our attorney on questions and issues pertaining to our powers, duties, privileges, immunities, and liabilities associated with some of the matters that we've covered here on this agenda.
is there a second? Thank you, Julie. Julie, second. All those in favor say aye, raise your hand. Aye.
Right.
So approved. So we will now move into executive session. So let's see. So Dr. Billy, this is where we leave the main meeting and go into executive session.
And will then return.
Yes. I didn't see Billy, was he on?
He was, but he had his camera off.
Okay,
Hello, Bonnie.
hello. This was the only day all week I'm gonna be in the office, so
Oh, really?
I had a few more things to get to. We have an all-day workforce thing tomorrow with the county.
Where's that at?
They're calling it Project Pilina. I have wanted to do a workforce summit And then the county kind of swooped in and said, well, we're gonna do
It's a cool graphic,
I hate it. That's the one I was trying to get rid
Oh,
of.
really?
It looks like a circuit board.
I hate it. I don't even know how it happened.
There you go. So this summit tomorrow is from all different county agencies and community groups.
Yeah, there's some foundations where there, OACC is there. Some foundations, Vibrant Hawaii, it's an interesting mix. It's not quite what I would have done, but we're we're optimistic, we'll see.
I don't know if you all saw the Saddle Road closure,
Yeah,
2 fatalities.
Ouch,
Oh,
I saw
no.
them break down 2 cars this afternoon,
wow.
and one of them was just mangled. Half the car was gone.
I know
Does
some
like
people
head-
get impatient coming down and they go over into the passing lane on the other side. I've seen that happen more coming on the Hilo side than on the Kona side.
Yeah,
Yeah.
avoid saddle during afternoons.
Yeah.
It was probably head on.
Yeah.
He made it.
Yeah.
Yay, there's
Yeah.
Dr. Bergen. Okay, I think we are all here. So I will reconvene the Maunakea Management Board. It is now 6:33. And for the record, all attending via Zoom, raise your hand if you have someone in the room with you. Seeing none, let the record state that all attendees were by themselves. So I will ask Greg to please summarize our executive session.
Sure, thank you, Chair. So for the record, Maunakea Management Board went into executive session to consult with our attorney on various matters pertaining to the items on our agenda this evening. No decisions were made, no actions approved or taken, no recommendations made. This discussion was for informational purposes only.
Thank you. I now move on to announcements. Any announcements? Greg, you or Nahua?
Well, the one thing, Noah, you should at least tell them about the event next week.
We have 40 diplomats coming in from all across the globe to visit Mauna Kea. They're here for 2 weeks with their spouses visiting, I think it's 2 weeks, visiting their spouses, visiting different areas with their spouses. But the husbands who are the diplomats will be coming up to see Mauna Kea. I guess it's something the State Department does regularly every year. And so last year, they all were talking about Mauna Kea. So this year they decided that they're actually going to come to Mauna Kea. So we'll be hosting them on next week, Thursday, the 14th.
So when you say diplomats, what, I mean,
So they're number 2 in their embassies in the US. They're the number 2 in command. Focused,
wow.
a lot of them are military and primarily focused on science and all kinds of things, but they're very interested in what we're doing here at Mauna Kea. So
Wow,
it'll
great.
be really interesting. They'll be coming up. We'll post them at Hale Pohaku, give them a kind of an overview of all the different things that we do. And then they will be going up to they'll be split up into 4 groups, going to see 4 different observatories. And then they'll come back down and go to the viz. So yeah. It's
Great.
exciting. It's a
Exciting.
big group of international visitors. It's very exciting. So
Great.
yeah.
All right. Well, if no other announcements, our next public meeting will be held on Tuesday, June 2nd at 5 in the evening. So see you then. Thank you everyone for attending, and happy Boys Day, happy Girls Day, and have a good rest of the evening. And thank you, Wayne, for all your mana'o. Appreciate it very much. Aloha.
Aloha.
Roberta, can you adjourn the meeting, please?
Oh, I'm sorry, and I will adjourn the meeting. It is now 6:37.
Thank you.
Aloha.